Brown.
Fourth-year player out of Cal, just 23 years old, averaged 22 points per game in the first round. Gasol, no good on the jumper. Anunoby kept it alive and then got hit in the face accidentally. Looked like Tatum got him upstairs. It's a 5-on-4 for Boston. They find the open man. Walker for three. Toronto got it down to 9 at one point in the second quarter. Maybe in a couple years in the playoffs. See how they respond in the second half. Both teams with a week off, basically. After their sweeps in the first round, Gasol no good on the three. Anunoby got it back and blocked. Smart somehow got that, luckily, to Walker, because Van Vliet was right there. Now the shot clock at 4. Good D.
Wow.
By Toronto.
And this is, to me, where they've got to start to make some things happen. They are second in the league in defensive efficiency. That trap, that wreck.
But portraying King T'Challa in Black Panther is where he rose to mainstream prominence. He was a friend of the NBA, even participated.
Trevor Malika, that is so well done. There were little white kids across the country who wanted to be Chadwick Boseman in the Black Panther. That was so critical. Remember how Rapper's Delight changed hip-hop, right?
Out in his community. Also did a great job portraying Jackie Robinson in the movie 42.
So when I watched the Sixers, I wanted to be Mo Cheeks. I had no shot of that.
Van Vliet, no, rebounded by Smart. It's a 22-point lead for Boston. A ton of time, but the Celtics have not backed off at all offensively. They're continuing to fire up threes, although Tice couldn't get that one to fall. Boston shooting 50% from behind the arc. Toronto's at 20%. At some point, the Raptors are going to get going offensively. Let's see if that's the start.
Tremendous. That is assist number 6, I believe.
It
for
is.
Kemba.
Yep. Averaged 5 per game during the regular season. Lowry's only taken 6 shots, 7 points in the game. Here's Van Vliet. And he's fouled 4 years ago, kind of being an afterthought. And then last year played great, upped his level of play this year, and has an incredibly bright future. Williams with the throwdown.
Nice, efficient pocket pass, easy.
Siakam backing down Smart, got in the paint and scores. Walker with the step back against Lowry. Not that time. Van Vliet in the open floor, pulls the trigger and buries it.
21-point edge from the three-point line and a 22-point lead for the Celtics. You got to close that gap.
Right, Boston's still plus 18 in terms of points from behind the arc. Jaylen Brown has got 3 threes, had it poked away momentarily. The shot clock's at 2, has to hoist it. Rebounded by Lowry. Critical time here for the Raptors. Midway point of the third. Hot hand Van Vliet. Maybe not.
$30 million. So you want to talk about putting something on the line. That was a young man ready and willing to do it.
Right. What happens if they decide not to play and the season's over and as Smart hits a 3 situation? Let's check in with Malika.
Well, I spoke to Terrence Davis for a while yesterday evening, and he wanted to talk about Fred Van Vliet, and he told me that Fred changed the game for undrafted guys.
Picked up his 4th foul. Here's a question, though, Doris.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about, can you win a championship with 2 smaller guards as your starting backcourt? Last year it was Danny Green and Kyle Lowry. Of course, you had Kawhi Leonard in the front court. So now you don't have Leonard. You don't have Green. Can you win a title with Lowry and Van Vliet as your starters in the backcourt?
I mean, obviously, there's nights where that's going to be challenging. There's no question about it. But I'm going to just go to something done. Ultimately, we'll see.
Been a rough game 1. Trailing by as many as 22 at one point. Good cut by Powell. Better defense by Boston. Now they try to turn it into points on the other end. Wanamaker finds a cutting Williams, and he lost it out of play. Toronto last year beat Milwaukee in the conference finals after trailing 2 games to none. Boston lost to Milwaukee in the conference semis a year ago after making the conference finals in both 2017 and 2018. But losing to LeBron James's Cavaliers both times. That's the other thing about it, Toronto, is to repeat. They didn't have to face LeBron James last year. They might this year, although the Clippers may have something to say about that. And his wingman, Paul George, had his best game of the bubble in Game 5.
Great tip out by Robert Williams.
Wanamaker finds Smart. Corner three. Around and out. Van Vliet looking to move the ball up the floor quickly, but Boston got back. Powell takes a long three in transition. No.
Robert Williams continues to get the minutes. He's up to now 15 here. 3 for 3 he is. He's got 4 boards, so he's given them exactly what Brad Stevens hoped for.
What'd you say the nickname was again for Rob Williams?
The Time Lord.
The Time Lord. And where did that? I haven't heard that one.
So his rookie season, and I may not get everything as Tatum to no avail. You'll hear the Celtics broadcast team, the great Mike Gorman, sometimes reference that nickname.
The Time Lord. Obviously he's matured a lot, having a big impact here in Game 1. Powell with the basket, but that's a 20-point Celtic lead. They have been in command from jump. Nearing 3 to play here in the third.
Going to be some contact
for a good portion of that first quarter. One of 4 Celtics in double figures, led by Marcus Smart, who's got 16. Here's a turnover by Smart. Van Vliet trying to keep the dribble, and Smart, an excellent defender, picks his pocket. It results in a Williams stop on the other end.
You've got 4 of the 5 starters for Boston in double digits. Everybody but Tice.
Going to call Powell for a foul. JB!
Got such a steady demeanor. And, you know, we've talked all day, Dave, about how difficult this has been on the players, and appropriately so. But the players are about to be allowed their families here. The coaching staffs are not.
Empty possession there for Boston. Lowry in transition. Only 7.
Capable three-point shooter. He's easy to play with. When Brad was just talking about knowing the right play, that's what Hayward brings nightly. And when he's aggressive, to me, like, the one criticism you might have of Gordon is, like, sometimes I just want him to be ultra aggressive.
Lowry. But again, who knows how any player, team was going to react after the kind of week we had here in the bubble.
Boy, excellent defense by Fred Van Vliet against Kemba right there.
Van Vliet is wide open. Ibaka finds him, but that's been kind of the day, how the day's gone for the Raptors, although they end up getting a 3. A big one by OG in 3 days. They've won 8 games in a row. They're only lost in the bubble to the Celtics.
Different level of intensity you're feeling right now from the Raptors. Force it tough too, but there's the guy who can make it.
17 points now for Jason Tatum. Lowry finds a cutting Powell, who hangs and knocks it in off glass. Back to a 15-point game. It was a 22-point game earlier in this quarter. Here's Walker off the bounce for 3. Off the heel. Rebounded Lowry. About a 7-second difference in the clocks. Lowry driving, gets past Ojale, lays it in with the left hand.
Quarter. This is a championship pedigree team, and we keep saying it. They're going to keep competing. Look at Nick Nurse up at half court, down in a squat, screaming out instructions.
So Lowry now with 12 points, starting to get it going. About a second difference in the clocks here. Tatum creating, in and out, off the hand of Lowry.